Welcome back, everyone, to Nikki Loves Books. Nikki here, and today we do have our next Baddies book box. I'm not quite sure what month this is for. I think it's for December 2025, but I could be wrong. I know that they were 1 month behind, so we'll find out once we open this, but still love the hell out of their boxes. I think this is such a cool design. Okay, so I'm going to go out here on a limb and say that it is for sure the December 25 box, simply because one of the books is very holiday decorated and another one is called The Christmas Playbook. So if it's not for December 2025, that would be super strange. So we're going to just assume it's December 2025, and I'll double check my records to see what books go with what month for this box. And absolutely confirmed it is for December 2025. And I would like to note that I am super confused. And the reason why I say I'm super confused is that there's 3 stickers in this box instead of just one. And I was under the impression that the stickers in the box were like the theme of the month. I don't think that's true. One of the reasons being is that I've had, the sticker in the box, and then I read the books, and the books didn't match what I assumed was the theme. I think they just give you stickers. I could be wrong, but that's what I think is happening. I think they just give you stickers. I don't know why. Like, the stickers are cool, by all means. I'm not saying don't give me stickers. I'm just saying I don't understand why the stickers have what I would assume are themes on them, which is why I'm super confused. And I guess my theory doesn't make sense if the books don't really go with the theme, and now there's 3 stickers in one box. So I've been holding these upside down the entire time. Okay, please ignore me. Like, I haven't opened my past Baddies book boxes that I haven't unboxed with you guys, so it's been quite a bit of boxes stacked up. So it could be that maybe the other boxes were missing their stickers. I have no information about this. If you guys have information, feel free to drop it in the comments, but I don't know what's going on. And now I kind of feel like maybe the stickers have nothing to do with the books chosen for those months. Who knows? But anyway, so we got stickers. Top corner, it says 29. And it says Libros con one bed. So books with one bed. So this is also why I no longer believe that these have anything to do with anything, because the next sticker I have is number 39. Doesn't make sense. So these Libros con cowboys. So books with cowboys. Can't go wrong with that. Also, definitely can't go wrong with books with one bed. I love that trope. And then this one, I really like this one. So this is number 40, Sucker for the Villain. Libros con sexy villains. This is probably my favorite out of the 3. Not gonna lie. I am a huge fan of the female main character, or sometimes it's the male main character, falling in love with whoever that villain is, whether it's another male, whether it's a female, whatever. Always down for that. But all right, so we have 3 books this month. So Baddies book box is special edition book box. They do very sexy smut. That's literally their book genre, sexy smut. But please know the box is called Baddies because it's dark romance. So specifically it is dark romance, but know that it's sexy smut, a lot of smut, love it. But definitely if you're not a fan of dark romance, don't pick up Baddies book box. Also know that they typically do independent authors. So these are not authors working with big publishing companies, which is another reason why I like it. So I'm a huge fan of dark romance. Don't judge me. And then I really like Baddies because obviously they dark romance, but they pick fantastic books, and specifically of authors and or books that I might not know about simply because they're independent. So I really like Baddies book box, which is why I've continued them. They are a book subscription that does 2 books a month every month. Double the fun for me. For December 2025, we got a gift of a tiny book. So it is small. I'm so happy to have it. So this is The Christmas Playbook by S. Mastery and S.J. Silvis. I believe I've read S. Mastery before. Let me check that. Okay, yes, I have read S. Mastery before. I've read The Pucking Coach's Daughter, which it was a Baddies book box. We're just going to go with that. It's a Baddies book box. But anyway, we have The Pucking Coach's Daughter, which I absolutely adored. I gave it like a 4 out of 5 or something like that. So like that book. So hoping I will like this book as well. So it says here, 1 cabin, 1 week, 1 fake relationship. Winter break was supposed to be easy. 1 less trip with my best friends, a little snowboarding, maybe some hot cocoa spiked with something stronger. No drama, no strings. Then my cabin got double booked. Enter Mira Winters, my childhood neighbor and crush. And somehow the girl managed to get even prettier since the last time I saw her. She's got one problem. Her family makes mine look like a walk in the park, and she'd rather fake a boyfriend than deal with their constant judgment. Guess who she asked to step up? Yours truly. It's supposed to be for show. Hold her hand, steal a kiss under the mistletoe, pretend I'm head over heels for her. Easy, right? Except the more we play this game, the more I want it to be real. And suddenly I'm less worried about the score her family is keeping and more about what happens when the week is over. Because for the first time in a long time, I'm all in. This Christmas, I don't want to just win the game. I want the girl. Sounds super cute and not as dark as Baddies choices usually are, but I'm still here for it and looking forward to reading this. I'm probably actually going to keep this until Christmas time since it is a Christmas story. So I'm going to put this to the side until Christmas rolls around, which obviously I have a few months, and hopefully by then I'll be caught up on all my book box books. Okay, and I wasn't really expecting much from this small little book to have anything special about it, but it is signed by the authors. It does have stenciled edges, which is super cute. And then it does have background images at the beginning of each chapter. So I love the fact that they still tried to make this like super special still, even though it's a tiny little book. On to our first actual book for the Baddies December 2025 box. It's Tempting the Neighbor by Ashley Muñez. This is what kind of gave it away for me also that this was the December 2025 Baddies book boxes because this is very holiday. So this book is a good example of the one thing that I'm not a huge fan of Baddies book box. So there's two things that I'm not a huge fan of. First thing. Actually, okay, holy smokes, I just realized there's three things that I'm not like, oh yay. So one of the ones is they typically use computer graphics, Bookish Box and Owl Crate, and I think Very Lou does this too, as well as a few other ones where they'll actually team up with different artists per month. And so they'll have different artists' artwork involved, right? Some of them are computer graphics, some are hand drawn, so on and so forth. But it's always different people involved, and you get some really interesting, cool art. Baddies Book Box, and it's a smaller company, so I understand why they're doing it this way, but they are specifically using, graphic artists, which is totally okay. But sometimes I like having that variety and seeing people's actual artwork. So that's one. Two, and this book is going to be one of those examples. Sometimes with series, it's a series, so it's related, but every single book in the series can be read as a standalone. And so Baddies Book Box will sometimes do book one in one box, and then months later they might do book two. And it sucks for people that weren't subscribed for when book one came in, right? Because now you have book two, but you're never going to have book one that matches because they only do the special editions one time for the box. It's not like you can back buy. This is one of those books. So this is actually Tempting the Neighbor by Ashley Muñez is book two in the Mount Macon. Macon. So it's spelled like bacon, but with an M. So Mount Macon. I'm just gonna go with that. Maybe it's Macon, but I think Macon is more fun because it rhymes with bacon. So Mount Macon book two. So this is a book two in a series. I don't have book one. I don't know if they did book one in a previous box or if they simply went with book two. I don't know. So this is a book two in a series. So I don't really care that they do that because again, I want my series to match. So a little sad that I don't have book one. Again, they're small operations, so I understand why it's this way. Sometimes if they continue a series, even if the rest of the series is out, is available, it's a long time sometimes before they offer the next books in the series. So not a huge fan about that either. Anyways, so this is Tempting the Neighbor by Ashley Muñez. It's Mount Macon book number two. And we have, of course, an exclusive cover, and it says, she tasted like cookie icing and hot chocolate with something underneath that felt familiar like home. So you need to know what this book is about. This entire thing started because of a faulty tree. Becoming a homeowner is not all it's cracked up to be. Let me tell you that right now, especially in the dead of winter, when apparently trees can just fall in the middle of a suburban neighborhood. Did my next door neighbor help me remove said tree? No, he did not. So really, he left me no choice. I broke into his house. While I only intended to steal a little warmth and maybe a cup of coffee, I fell victim to his jacuzzi tab. As one does. I would totally go for it. But he returned early, and that's really when things went south. Instead of a cold glare or icy reply, all of which I fully expected from my disagreeable neighbor, Colson Haynes offered to make me breakfast. Then he asked me to stay. Interesting. It sounds like it's a really funny premise. It sounds a little bit lighter than what I've seen from Baddies Book Box, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's still romance, which I can definitely get behind. So, other than our exclusive cover, we of course have very cute stenciled edges. We do have reversible dust jacket, which does have character art. And it says here, you're a ridiculous kind of crazy baby, but you're my ridiculous kind of crazy, which is kind of a cute quote. We also have a fabric gilded cover, which is very pretty and very much on par with that winter holiday setting. It does have designed end papers. It is signed by the author, and it does have some background images on the beginning of each chapter. And last but not least, we have Web of Lies by Ali Beck. My enemy is invisible, nameless, faithless, controlled, puppet on strings, sheep in the masses, and I've turned into their number one plaything. When I transferred to East Point Prep, I had one mission in mind: find the people responsible for murdering Magnolia. Someone within these entitled walls killed my only friend and threw her overboard like she was human trash. Now they'll pay. My best friend told me everything through weekly emails, leaving coded clues in her simple messages. I know every incident, and I have the names of her bullies, her murderers: Sager, Chase, Zeppelin, Carter, and Ansley. Somehow everything gets twisted and turned around. Every piece of evidence turns to ash. Magnolia lied to me, and I have to unravel her words one piece at a time to understand the truth hidden within her code. My pawns become my enemies. The ones I once called my suspects turn into allies. They help me search for the invisible culprit slithering through the shadows. The hunter becomes the hunted. So this book definitely is a lot more online with what Baddies Book Box typically has in their books. So definitely a dark romance. And this is book one in the Apocalypse Society. So we, of course, have an exclusive special edition cover. It says, "Another time, another place, you would be mine." And we have a reversible dust jacket with character art. And it does have that same quote of "Another time, another place, you would be mine." We have our fabric cover case. It's also gilded. And we do have stenciled edges, which this one I don't really care for. I think it looks rather fun and cutesy for a book that sounds rather dark. So, interesting choice. We have illustrated end papers. It is signed by the author and also has imagery on the background for the beginning of each chapter. So that is it for our December 2025 Baddies book box. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on these books and on their designs. If you liked them, if you didn't. I definitely liked the Tempting the Neighbor with all its winter imagery and the pink. Really a huge fan of pink. Like, I love red and black, but I'm like, pink is beautiful as well. Web of Lies, I really liked kind of that internet feel that it had, but I really thought the simple edges were really weird and too cutesy for thing going on. Anyway, I will get to these when I get to these. Not quite sure yet still how I'm doing my reading of my book boxes, because I do have quite a few to catch up on, but I also have quite a few to unbox with you all. So I haven't open those boxes, so I don't have those books out and available yet. So we'll see how that all works out, but I will get to these eventually, and I'm looking forward to it, hoping that I will love them both. And then, like I said, the Christmas Playbook, I'm gonna just push off until Christmas at the very least. But thank you all so much for being here. Leave me a comment below, like this video if you liked this unboxing, and definitely subscribe. We have a lot more boxes to unbox together. Thanks so much.